It's the way Singapore wakes up. Wake up, Glenn, Angel, and the Flying Dutchman.
Wake up in the morning feeling like
Kiss 92's Big Show.
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to the biggest and best breakfast show in Singapore. We are the Big Show, Glenn, Angel, and the Flying Dutchman. And our guest for this morning is from Money FM. He is none other than our good friend, Adrian Abraham. Good morning, Adrian.
Good morning. It's so good to be back.
And if you're not watching us on the Big Show TV, you can always join us on YouTube and Facebook. It's kind of like we have these four squares, and I feel like we're on the Muppet Show, you know?
Yeah, kind of like that. Yeah.
Where I'm pointing at Adrian, and he's below me, and Glenn was trying to point at him diagonally to the left.
I don't know where I was pointing.
How about this? Celebrity squares. Remember Celebrity Squares?
I do, yes.
Oh, my goodness.
That was a lot of fun. So today, it's all about sports, I hear.
Should we talk about golf first or football
I
first?
think
we
golf
should
is the
start with
biggest,
golf
right?
because
Okay.
It's the biggest thing.
It is. But I feel it was only a matter of time before
Really?
this happened.
I
But
was
why was there
laughing
no
my head off, man.
preempting of this news at all? They just dropped the bomb
Because the PGA knew they were in a lot of trouble.
if they didn't collaborate.
But this must have been something that's been going on for months.
Exactly. It has to be.
Had to be. It's not something you decide over a weekend.
You can't.
So in case you missed it, the PGA Tour and DP Tour have agreed to merge with the Saudi Arabian-backed LivGolf.
Because they have all the money, that's
Exactly.
Exactly.
Wow.
why. They have
They
all
were
the
not
money.
about to, beat, the people who are behind LivGolf. There's no
way.
way. There was
Yeah.
no
Yeah.
way.
And also because, from my little knowledge about the golfing industry, Liv Golf seemed to have all the bells and whistles, and they are the guys coming on board to sort of revamp what is known as a very traditional, very, slow-paced-ish.
Grandpa golf.
Okay.
Grandpa golf. Okay, there you go. You
Can-
said it.
Can
Grandpa
someone
golf.
answer this question for me?
Adrian is here to answer all your questions.
PGA and Liv Golf.
Yeah.
How do you compete when isn't Liv Golf owned by a state-run organization?
It certainly
So
is.
you can't compete.
But this...
You only just realized that?
No, because I didn't know. Because I'm not a golf follower. So
Here's the other side of the coin, right? If you were the likes of Rory McIlroy or Tiger Woods, and Tiger Woods has a lot more money, but how annoyed would you be?
They would be
at this
kicking
announcement?
themselves,
Of course,
right?
Right?
Yeah.
They are feeling like blooming idiots, like I mentioned earlier on.
But
Yeah.
Seriously.
didn't they also badmouth Liv Golf as
Oh,
well?
yeah.
All
Right?
the time.
All the time.
They were just sore.
But this also is very interesting because there were a bunch of lawsuits and all going on. It means there's a pending litigation between the tours, and now it's going to be halted because they will move forward as part of the same enterprise.
Exactly. So everything...
They are one.
Everything is good again. And so I think this is the reason why, Jay Monahan and, whoever else was on the board decided, okay, look, let's not fight anymore because they were not going to win it. It would have been a long, drawn thing.
For sure,
You
yeah.
know, and as a result of that, right, golf would be disrupted, or at least the PGA would be disrupted.
Do you think
Very
that's
much
why
so.
they kept it so quiet, all this time, and then just dropped the bomb with this surprise news that no one else saw coming?
But surely there was people in the know.
No, of course,
before
in the
this,
know,
right?
but
I'm sure.
all NDAs signed and
I'm sure.
embargoes and all that.
Yeah.
But maybe
I mean,
that's
we're
why
obviously the last people to know.
the
Yeah,
public,
yeah.
the
And we understand why.
And
Yeah.
we saw it last night, right?
Yeah.
When the news broke.
But if the PGA players found out exactly the same time we did,
Oh,
they would
my
have every
gosh.
reason to be upset.
Twitter
And
should
they
be
are upset right
Twitter should be flooded with all sorts of hashtags right
now.
now.
Seriously,
Absolutely, yeah.
now that the Liv Golf players are going to be allowed to play in PGA tournaments again. As in all of them,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
These Liv Golf players are going to be so much richer
Yeah.
than
Exactly.
these PGA players. And some of these PGA players were offered
These lucrative
and said
contracts,
no
yeah.
because they
these
supported-
contracts by
yeah.
Liv Golf.
And they said no because they supported the PGA and they were going to
Yeah.
stay where they were.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous.
Okay, let's continue this conversation on the Big Show TV. It's going to be so interesting. Up next, Love. Here's All for Nothing on Kiss 92.
Jay Monahan, who's the commissioner of the PGA, right?
Mhm. I think he
said-
should be out, man. He's
He
going to be
should,
out.
But so he's going to say this is a historic day for the game, right? Phil Mickelson, remember him? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's also said this is great news for the golfing world. Donald Trump has also been weighing in on this.
Yeah.
Said great news from Liv Golf, a big, beautiful, and glamorous deal for the wonderful world of golf.
I love
Congrats
Trump.
to all.
I love Trump. He's been backing Live Golf
Who was
from
that?
the
Trump,
very
was it?
very
Yeah.
beginning. Yeah,
He was.
and the latest Live Golf
Yeah.
event was
Yeah.
held at his golf club.
Live Golf was
no
held here
wonder.
as well, and you went to that event, didn't you? I mean, there was a lot of
Yes.
rain, but it still
It was
happened, right?
great.
Yeah.
You know, I've always felt like Live Golf, could be part of the PGA Tour because it's so different. You see, you know what I mean?
Because it's got other elements there. There's concerts
Yeah.
and there's a lot of other activities that
Exactly.
happen with it instead of just watching people just.
Yeah.
So are we saying
I'm
all
just
this
really
is-
happy it's a win for golf.
Is all this then going to be transferred onto the PGA now?
No,
I mean,
it's
are
not.
we,
It's the
are we
same-
going to
it's
see
the
a very,
same
the,
organization.
what I would consider the more conservative,
No.
more traditional PGA going the way of Live Golf?
I suspect that the PGA will remain the PGA. You know, they might up the ante a little bit. You know, maybe the team the team part of golf, which I
Okay.
think works really really well for Live Golf.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't know whether some of the other PGA tournaments are going to adopt that as well.
yeah.
But I think it's perfectly fine for the PGA to just be the PGA and for the
Live-
DP to be DP,
DP
and,
and Live Golf
and
to
Live
be
to be Live.
Angel's
Right.
got a point.
Yeah, well, and I'm not sure if it's a point, but I'm just scrolling on Instagram right now and looking under the PGA Tour's announcement that happened 10 hours ago. And someone said, this looks like the beginning of the end for all golf tradition. The game has already changed for the worse with COVID, and now this. Pro golf is a joke, and golf courses are overrun by loud 30 handicaps, screwing the course up and being ignorant.
I think this is exactly a grandpa talking.
Yeah.
You know,
Maybe.
someone who is
Probably.
a purist who
Yeah.
who shouldn't be playing golf anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
people like this whom I consider quite rude.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
true.
You know,
It is true.
who is not for change, whether you like it or not. Okay, things change.
Change is always.
Okay,
Change-
we
oh.
want to attract the younger generation.
Yep.
For this guy to just say, "Oh yeah, 30 handicappers, making so much noise on the golf course," I think it's a little elitist.
I think it is. I
Someone
think it
said
is.
Rory must now ask Phil for forgiveness.
Exactly.
No, but I think as Glenn said, if you're going to introduce this to the young, then
Yeah.
you've got to go the Live Golf way.
Exactly.
It's the only way to do it.
Exactly.
Otherwise, it is going to become a
We
grandfather
want
sport.
more people to play golf, and unfortunately, the old traditional, golf just doesn't cut it with
Doesn't
the
cut
younger
it anymore.
generation. If
Yeah.
you want golf to continue,
Yeah.
we have to change things up. And I'm not saying like everyone should be blasting music and stuff like that.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but there has to be an option like this where it attracts the younger generation.
And that's how they've done it with other sports before. I mean, you look at Formula One. Formula One never had all the concerts and everything in the
No,
beginning.
it
It
didn't.
evolved. It wanted
And-
a new audience. It evolved.
So someone else, Jordan Schultz, who I think is a sports commentator, says PGA needs to take a card out of the live style events and make their tournaments way more fan friendly, which is what the Formula One is doing now.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
yeah.
Also, the Olympics, skateboarding. 20 years ago, you would have never seen it being part of
sure.
the Olympics, right?
True.
And now they've even got breakdancing for the next one in Paris. So,
Yeah.
Yeah,
the
that'll be
sports,
cool.
sports have to evolve. It has to change.
Correct. But you always have this group of people, right, who are elitist.
Yeah.
Who just
The
want
traditionalists.
the what do you call the game of golf
Yeah.
to be for a certain type, a certain group of people. Like that person who just mentioned like 30
Yeah,
handicap,
yeah.
It's almost
making
like
a lot of
private
noise.
members
I mean,
club.
I played
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
played Warren Golf and Country Club, and I came across this Caucasian guy, and I'm saying a Caucasian guy.
Yeah.
Okay. And I was blasting my music, and when my buggy came close to his buggy, he's like, "Could you just turn that down? I'm about to take my shot."
Yeah,
And you could tell that he wasn't too happy. Guess what I did?
turn it up.
No, I
You
didn't
left
turn
it
it
on.
up. I left it on.
Just
yeah,
left it
yeah,
on.
My
yeah.
question is, what was the song that you were playing? Do you
Sweet
remember?
child of mine.
There you go. There you go.
Somebody else said, the future is so bright, and I, like so many other golf fans, am so excited about this merger. So I think there's a 50-50 sort of split.
Yeah.
Your elitist traditional guys
Yeah.
who are the same people who want tennis to always be all white,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Versus the people who want to see an evolution of the game to include more families, more fun,
Yeah.
more fans.
But if we go by what Glenn said, with the PGA remaining the PGA and Live and DP remaining DP and Live remaining Live, you're going to have something for everyone in golf now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
know?
what does DP stand for?
It's a sponsor, right?
Oh,
Isn't
it's
it
a
Dubai
sponsor.
Properties, if I'm not mistaken?
Okay, because this is the first time I'm hearing of DP. I know PGA and Live, but I had never heard of DP World Tour.
Right. So with this way, if the purists want the purists, then they will obviously go to the PGA events. Those that want the younger event will go to the live event.
So you're saying that they will still stay divided like that?
I'm not saying
in
they're saying
terms
divided,
of
but there'll
the
be
way-
different types of events throughout golf.
But there's no different type of Formula One.
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
So I don't know. It remains to be seen what
Dubai
they'll-
Port is correct.
Dubai
Dubai
Port?
Port.
Dubai
Port.
Port.
Dubai Port.
Yeah.
Port.
So the DP World Tour
Arab
is
money.
the Dubai
Yep.
Port
Arab
World
money.
Tour.
Middle Eastern and
Middle
Arab. They will scream at you but for calling them.
Yeah, they will actually.
Exciting times
I think so.
ahead.
I think so.
And of course, for people who are the Jay Monahan types, they probably won't be happy. I think Jay Monahan is a weasel.
Someone said he has balls like raisins.
Exactly.
That was one of the comments.
Exactly. Just for that. Okay, let's go.
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the TPE towards the PIE at the Loyang Avenue exit, watch out for an accident. It's causing congestion all the way until Elias Road's exit. Look out for that. If you have any other news, it's 88550920.
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. We were having a really solid conversation about Live Golf off air. I don't know whether we can say, the
Some of the
things that we
stuff.
said off air, on air or not.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to say this anyway. This Jay Monahan guy, right? I think he should be replaced. I think Greg Norman should be the CEO.
He has a lot
Okay,
of
to
people
put everything
answer
in
to.
context, he is the CEO of Live Golf.
Well,
No, he is the
he's
CEO of
the
this
PGA.
new group.
TP.
yes.
Oh, of this new group. Where was he before?
He was basically the commissioner at
Liv.
PGA.
Oh,
PGA.
PGA.
Liv is Greg Norman, right?
Liv is Greg
right.
Norman.
Got it.
Yeah.
So I think Greg Norman should be rewarded in a big way because he was such a big part of promoting Live Golf.
Because
Yeah,
they got so
but-
much hate in the beginning.
He
Let's
got so
never-
much hate as well.
But the whole group, all the rebels as they call them,
Yeah.
they were looked down upon
But you-
so much.
And don't forget the things that they said about the Saudis.
Yeah.
They
They were
said some
tarnishing the
really
game.
mean things about the Saudis,
Yeah.
about
Yeah, they
their bad humanitarian
Human
track
rights
record
records,
and
yeah.
bringing
Which is a load of rubbish.
lots of
Sport
things
washing,
up.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but you can see where the politics has come into play, right? You've got Yasser Rumayyan,
Yes.
who is now the chairman of the new entity.
Yeah.
Also part of Newcastle United.
That's Saudi
Right.
Arabia Public Investment Fund,
Yep.
right? And then you've got Monahan, who's CEO. They're trying to balance this out. Don't you think?
Well, I guess it's the politically correct thing to do at
right?
this point.
It
But I
is.
wouldn't be surprised if Monahan gets kicked out somewhere along the
You
way.
think so?
See, but this is also, I think, part of a bigger picture when it comes to Saudi Arabia taking over world sport as we know it. You mentioned the Saudi Public Investment Fund.
Yeah, exactly.
They're in charge of Newcastle United as well.
Yeah.
And they've now also privatized the biggest four clubs in the Saudi Pro League, which is Al Nasser, Al Ittihad, Al Ali, and
Yeah.
Al Hilal.
It's
Yeah.
all connected.
And this also follows Cristiano Ronaldo when he went to Al Nasser, and now
Yeah.
we're seeing Karim Benzema has just signed
Yeah.
with Al Ittihad.
Ittihad.
Lionel Messi possibly on his way to Al Hilal. And
Yeah.
you get all these other players, N'Golo Conte
Right.
from Chelsea going to Al Ittihad, and it's a revolution. It's
Right.
going to
Yeah.
change sport as we know
No,
it.
which is why I've always felt like there was double standards. There were double standards, right? In football, when you have the Saudis come in to acquire clubs and all,
Yeah.
no one says anything. Everyone's really happy.
Yeah.
I mean, look, Manchester United are hoping a
Yeah.
Saudi entity comes in and takes over, right?
Yeah.
Because
Very true.
They
I mean,
want
it's
the-
good money and stuff like that. I mean, I wish the Saudis would take over Everton, But the people who are behind what do you call the PGA?
Yeah.
They were actually promoting hate
yeah.
towards the Saudis.
I don't get that.
They were, yeah.
Newcastle
they
got
were.
the same thing when Newcastle
Just
took
a little
over.
bit.
Yeah.
After a while, they kept quiet.
Well, someone on Instagram jumped in and said, "Will be great to see if it becomes a world tournament, no longer just the US PGA with the majority of tournaments in the US. It's a global sport and tournaments should be played all around the globe. Better for the fans and tons more money for the players.
Yeah,
and
change
it will
it
grow
up.
the game. Yeah.
Change it up, man. Us 30 handicappers are really, really happy. Really, really
30
happy with
handicap.
this change. All right, it's 8:14.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought to you by Putian.
Something I didn't want to say on air. Somebody else said, you know what's a fun game? Take every quote uttered from Jay Monahan and replace game/game of golf with my bank account. Then it sounds realistic.
We should definitely do that.
That's a game for you.
That's
But,
hilarious.
I can't wait to see all the PGA golfers, right, come up against Jay Monahan. They are going to want him out
They're
for
gonna-
sure.
yeah, I think so.
For sure. That is going to be the next big news. Because
They
there's
could've
no
made-
way they're going to stand around and just keep quiet about this.
They could have made so much money.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And it was all Jay Monahan coming in to, tell them to, okay, go against LivGolf and, just taking them on guilt trips and stuff like that to prevent them from signing on with Liv.
Yeah.
Anyways.
So going to the Saudi Football League, right? Remember when Ronaldo first joined? He said, I think this league will be in the top 5 leagues in the world. They have money like no one else
Yeah.
in this in the world, right? And they're trying to attract the biggest and best players. Imagine having Ronaldo, Messi, Benzema, Conte, and that's just the beginning. They've got plans to bring in Son Heung-min from Tottenham. They've got all these other players who, because at the end of the day, you still want to play in Europe.
Yep.
But money talks at the end of the day.
You know, I think
Absolutely.
it's interesting because this whole Saudi thing is not new. Do you remember when China opened up to football? And everybody went, they're the next big thing. They're going to be the
And
next
nothing
big
really
league.
happened.
And nothing really happened.
And then they put a cap
I
on the
hope that
players.
doesn't happen in Saudi.
But, while the Chinese had a lot of money, there's no way, they were nowhere close to what
The Saudis
What
have.
Saudi
in
can
terms
do.
of money
What the Saudis
and
can
even
do.
the level of football. But they were attracting even the younger players. Remember Oscar, who went from Chelsea
Yeah.
at a very young age? But he said, if someone offered you this amount of money,
Yeah, who would say no?
who would
be
say
a
no?
fool
Because
not
The
to
you're
do.
looking after your family.
Saudis themselves have some good players, right? Inherently, do they?
Yes, they do. I mean,
do,
at the World
right?
Cup, they do have some good players. Yes,
On
they
their
do.
yeah.
But
okay.
it's what they're offering that I tend to agree with Adrian on. I mean, if you look at Lionel Messi, $1 billion.
Is it $1 billion?
$1 billion.
I know it was
Well-
double. It was double Ronaldo's, right? Ronaldo's was
it
like
could be-
200 million. His was 4.
Yeah,
It could be,
first-
it could be 400
400 million.
But then when you whack in all the sponsorships,
Of
and
course, so
everything
yeah.
else,
It's $1 billion that
But
it's worth
this
for
is,
this guy.
is basically your base check.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
your 400,000. Everything added on is
And
like.
he still has all the Adidas money coming in
Yeah.
and all his Pepsi and
And what this
crazy.
does for Saudi football is amazing.
yeah.
Right? Because the next time World Cup comes around, maybe in 2 World Cups or whatever, the Saudis will be
hosted.
right up there.
Because
Yeah,
they would have
they'll
learned
be
from
out
all this talent.
Exactly.
They would
Yeah.
have learned from all this talent.
Yeah. Why do you think Singapore football will not go anywhere?
Maybe they should bring LivGolf here more often. It's a way to grow the golf here.
It's an interesting.
That's a whole different debate. Football in Singapore.
But golf, I mean, golf, if you talk about growing golf in Singapore, it's always been, sorry to say, an elitist sport because it's not cheap to learn golf. Football is still something that's very easily accessible. If only the government allows kids to play anywhere they want.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, all
Like
these
the thing,
fields,
yeah.
all these empty fields and all that. I mean, they start closing them up after a while. I see foreign workers play cricket on the weekends, and those
Yeah.
fields are closed up with hoarding. You know, the
Yeah.
kids have nowhere to play football. For golf to grow here is going to be very, very, very hard.
It's very different when you
It's
look
very
at football or you'd say even like cricket in some of the third world countries.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's how, like Brazil, for
That's how they
example,
grow. They
football.
play on the beach, on the streets
in
with
India
no
as well, yeah.
shoes.
Yeah.
They play with coconuts for
That's how they
goodness sake.
develop some of the best players in the
Yeah.
world. Ronaldinho, that's how he
Yeah.
is so good with his feet.
We will
Yeah.
never, because I mean, until they start like lifting off all those sanctions from where kids can play football and all that, you have to book a field. You know, you have to go through jump through all these hoops and red tape to be able to even play.
Maybe
something
that's
you
why
like.
most of our ministers right now don't play golf. Because it was such an elitist game
yeah, exactly.
when they were younger.
Yeah, unless you were in ACS or RI or
Yeah.
something like that, you know, your father was some CEO, you
Yeah.
would never be able to play
Why
golf.
did I never take up golf? Because growing up to me,
Yeah.
golf was the rich businessman's game.
Exactly.
And I
All
never
the-
took up
yeah.
golf
And-
until much later as well.
You wouldn't have been able to afford the
Correct.
clubs,
Yeah.
the membership,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's absolutely
But
ridiculous.
now
you're
that I
seeing
can, it's
more.
wonderful. So I just want to encourage all the ministers,
Here in Singapore, you're right.
all our
Yeah.
ministers to take up golf right now. Then you guys won't close our golf courses.
This is true, Glenn.
No, I
This
also
is true.
think they need to give people, the public, more access to golf, because in other countries, I think you can pay as you go as well.
Yeah.
Except for a few elite clubs. But other than that, here, how many clubs can you go in if you're not a member? Not many, right? A lot of driving ranges, I know.
Well, yeah.
But on the course itself,
You need a member,
many.
don't you?
You need to be a member or know a member, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And now
it's
you
very
see, even
difficult.
our public golf course, Marina Bay,
It's going.
is going very
Yeah.
soon.
But you know, at the end of the day, it's been said already. Our land is scarce, and we have to use it for the betterment of our citizens.
Yeah, but we're
We
getting
saw that with
6.9 million people.
But
We have too
we saw
many.
the horses.
That's
That's
all.
The
That's going to
horses.
be the story. It's been set by the Singapore Turf Club. So when your golf courses go, it's going to be for the betterment of your citizens.
By the Singapore Turf Club.
Well,
What?
It's going.
Oh, right.
Right?
Yeah,
And the same thing's going to happen to your golf
but
courses.
you know what?
You need the space.
There are many golf courses in Johor.
Yes.
There
So,
are.
so
Yes.
I can just imagine, if our golf courses start going down.
And you don't need a membership for that.
Yes, exactly. There's Batam,
is
there's
true.
Bintan, there's
you don't need a
Johor.
membership.
So
also
it'll be
very
good
Singapore is going to
for
lose
It'll be good
that.
for them.
for tourism.
Yeah.
In these countries.
Very
Yeah,
true. Very
yeah.
true. Very true.
But you are seeing more people play golf in Singapore, particularly over the last maybe 3-4 years.
Yeah.
Seeing
Really?
more people pick it up. Yeah. I think it's also because of the pandemic. People wanted to try something new.
And you were
Could
out
be.
in the open because the
Yeah.
golf courses were not really closed, were they?
Yeah, they
were
opened
not.
up
They did
quite
open
fast.
up.
Yeah.
And even like with the driving ranges and all of that, you could just go and
Driving
kill
ranges
some
are
time.
okay, but again, you can't go onto a golf course
yeah.
until you have
Training, calm
obviously
before the
your
storm.
license, right?
It's such
But
a
then-
beautiful sport, but you've got to experience it for yourself. Once you start, right, you get addicted because you're out there in the open.
But I still couldn't. I could never watch a game of golf on the TV unless it's Tiger Woods, like with the
No, maybe Tiger Woods
I can't.
before.
That's where you and I are so different. I can't.
I can't, neither can I.
I can't figure out myself playing on a golf. On
But
a,
you can watch.
Yeah, but I can watch it on TV.
Oh, really?
I
He
can't-
can't, he
I
said.
can't.
I can't watch like 4 days worth, But what I would do is I would watch the highlights.
Yeah, no.
So I would go on
Highlights are
YouTube and I
Highlights
watch the
are
highlights.
okay. Yeah, they summarize everything,
Like,
right?
real-
That's
real-
okay.
15
yeah.
minutes. I mean,
Yeah,
not going
yeah.
to sit in front of the TV for hours on end.
The people
just
do that
watching.
with cricket.
Yeah,
Yeah,
5
exactly.
days.
Oh my God, no.
5 days.
I think I'm
Cricket is
trained.
like-
I'm trained
oh
with
my
cricket. That's
God.
why.
T20 for me, that's
I
it,
have
man.
never
See, this
understood
is
how
we're
people
talking
can
about
do
change
that.
in sport as well. The traditional way is the 5 days, and then
Yeah.
you went to
Yeah.
50 overs, and now 20. Now you've got 10.
Yeah.
Yep.
So sport has to evolve.
It
so
has to.
Yeah.
It has to.
It has to. If not, the younger generation will not latch on to it.
Yeah, yeah, because
You know?
because the younger generation are a lot more impatient.
Yeah.
They need
Yeah.
it quicker.
Someone's come on our Facebook page and said perhaps we should look to some of our islands around Singapore and converting those into golf courses
they
that
big enough?
people don't need membership for.
Are they big enough though?
Yeah, of
Aren't
course.
our
Of
islands
course.
already being used for like military
Pulau Ubin?
practice and stuff?
Yeah.
Land
Ubin.
reclamation.
Oh, then you have to kick out all those people in kampongs and all
Yeah,
that.
kick them out.
Why? No.
No, you
Change.
build around.
them.
You build around the kampong. You don't have to
my!
lose the
What do you
kampong.
mean build around?
No,
the
I think they've
kampong?
already been
What
kicked
are you
out
talking
already.
about?
No,
Have they
seriously.
really?
Kampong
Yeah, of
themed
course,
golf
yeah.
course.
They're clearing out
They're
Pulau
clearing out
Ubin.
the
what?
kampong.
I think there was
Anyway.
an article sometime back.
Were they really? Oh.
Yeah. I mean, Singaporeans, right?
I've
Just
never
come back to
even
Singapore
been.
and live.
And that's where you'd build. That's where you'd build a club where you don't need membership.
Yeah.
Look
It would
at
work.
you.
You live like that, you move to Malaysia.
Look at you.
They've got lots of land there.
True.
Go and stay in the
True, true.
jungles of Sabah or something.
Yes. You know,
It's also a very big weekend in terms of football, the Champions League final.
that is true.
Yes, let's talk about the Champions League final next. Stand by. And Shalini, don't worry. If I keep on talking and all that, and it's time to
Just
go
switch
on,
him
just
off.
switch it on. That's it.
Yeah.
It's fine. It's okay.
It's the way we are.
It's all cool. It's the way we are. Not like other breakfast shows. Kind of anal.
The conversation flows.
Yeah, just keeps on flowing on. Doing things different.
Kiss 92 traffic.
Okay, on the TPE towards the PIE at the Loyang Avenue exit, an accident has been reported causing quite a bit of congestion. Look out for that if you're heading down that way, or avoid it altogether. If you have any news, it's 8855-0920.
All right, welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. We're done. We're talking about the shock merger between the PGA and LivGolf.
Yes.
We move on to football right now because this coming weekend is the huge Champions League final between Manchester City and Inter Milan.
Pep's finally there, and he's got to do it this time. Come on.
No, but he's been there, right?
Yeah, but he's got to do it this time. He's got the treble.
This is the only trophy that Manchester City need. Actually, that Pep Guardiola needs to become he's already an icon of Man City, but this is the one that got away. During the pandemic, they played Chelsea in the final. He thinks a bit too much tactically on some of these finals, right? They lost 1-0 to Chelsea that time.
That was ridiculous.
The season after, they lost to Real Madrid in the semi-finals. It was a crazy game when Real scored, I think, like 2 goals in injury time or whatnot. Now they have it again. But their opponents this time, Inter Milan. And on paper, very easy, straightforward. But Inter Milan have won the Champions League 3 more times than Man City has. But the last one you have to go all the way back to, I think it was 2010 under Jose Mourinho. The likes of Samuel Eto'o, Diego Milito, Wesley Sneijder. They had some of the best players there.
Yeah.
Now, Man City, this team, and it hurts me so much to say it, but they are the best team in world football.
I think so.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, they should win the Champions League.
Yeah.
Finally, they should. And you know who's going to be really upset?
Who?
Manchester United.
Of course, and I wasn't here for your gloating in all your glory. I'm sure on Monday when they beat Manchester United, right? Man City.
So I was so happy, you know why? Because of John Stones, an ex-Evertonian. He's playing so well for Manchester City now in his new position.
But I've just got an update. You know, we were talking about LivGolf and PGA and the DP Tour and all that, and we were talking about Jay Monahan and how nobody really likes him. Well, breaking news is that PGA Tour players call for Commissioner Monahan's resignation after LivGolf merger.
Of course.
We'll have more details of that in the news for you. It just popped up.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
He's got to go.
they're calling for his resignation.
He has to go. Come on, Greg Norman. I like the guy. Okay, so back to the Champions League final between Inter Milan and Man City.
So Inter Milan, the last time I did say under Jose Mourinho, right? And it was very sad because Mourinho, he won the Champions League, but he couldn't go face his players after because he'd already signed a contract with Real Madrid. And he said he's never been that upset in his life. This time around, when Manchester City play Inter Milan, they've got the man himself, Erling Haaland, 58 games, 58 goals.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. What a monster.
He's a monster. But even if you look at their bench, and when you watch the FA Cup final, you look at their bench, all the players can walk into the starting 11 of any Premier League side. When you look at Manchester United's bench, there was no player who could come on and change the game. Man City, they've left the likes of Phil Foden on the bench. They can play. They've left Ederson on the bench.
Yep.
They're just a well-oiled unit.
Amazing. The players that Pep has acquired over the years, you know, are really, really solid, and they weren't big names, quite frankly. You know, at that time, you know, I mean, we didn't know. Some of the players, you know, they weren't buying your Angel Di Marias, you know, unlike Manchester United, your Ibrahimovic's, your Zlatans and all that, you know.
Retirement home.
Yeah, Zlatan's retired, by the way.
Yeah,
Zlatan
is
retired.
Oh, wow. How old is he?
Zlatan?
41?
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
40.
It's about time.
Over the hill.
Sergio
then.
Ramos had a nice quote to say. He said, Zlatan hasn't retired from football. Football has retired from Zlatan.
Zlatan. Wow.
Nice one.
So I just want to say, I don't think Eric Ten Hag is a Pep Guardiola.
No.
You know, I think it's going to take a while before Man United have a solid team, as solid as Man City. What do you think? I mean, as a Man United fan.
It'll take a very long time because Manchester City, and Mourinho said this best, when he took on the United job, City already had a core. They just had to add to it. United, where a lot of the players retired, and Mourinho had to set this up, but he didn't have no backing from the board. So what happens when you're run by the Glazers? Manchester City are run by the Abu Dhabi group,
There
right?
you
So
go.
it's very different. They've got Etihad as their sponsors. United got Team Viewer as their sponsors. It just sums it up in a
At
nutshell.
the end of the day, if you've got the money, you can build a team.
You
That's
can.
what it
If
is.
you've got the money, you can build just about anything.
You can build anything, right?
I
And
think Eric
that's the
Ten Hag is
advantage
going to
they have.
walk.
You think so?
After a while, he's going to be so frustrated. He's going to walk. If he doesn't get the players that he
Needs,
wants and needs, he's going to walk
Well,
at some point.
If that's the case, then why not? You know, if you're not giving him what he wants, then don't hold
You
him
know
to
who should
results.
walk also? Jurgen Klopp.
Oh my goodness, he's been causing quite a bit of ruckus, hasn't he?
No, but I feel like the club's not giving him
It's
the
not giving him
support
what he
that
needs.
he needs.
Not
But
giving
they're
him what he
back
needs.
on the
There's no
road.
money.
They're signing Brighton's Alexis
Nah,
McAllister.
at the end of the day,
not enough.
It's not enough. They're
No,
not,
but-
they're not giving him the support that he
but
deserves.
after you'll get to see them, I don't know why they're coming back again. They were just here last year.
Yeah.
Bring someone else.
Oh,
Let
be
it take
quiet.
over.
I enjoy it when they're here. Be quiet.
I'm only going for the champagne.
I think we only saw the champagne last time.
Okay, thank you, Adrian, for joining us. So your prediction before we let you go: Man City versus Inter Milan.
Man City 3-1, but I'd love to see Inter win.
Wow, 3-1.
I think it's going to be 4-0 to Man City.
Okay.
Wow.
I'll go
Scores.
with the majority. I'll say Man City will win it.
For
There
sure,
you go.
For sure. Definitely Man City.
Okay.
At
It's
least
unanimous.
2-0.
Let's put some
At least
money on
2-0.
it then.
It's unanimous. Man City wins the treble! And you heard it first right here on The Big Show. It is 8:29.
Go big or go home. Wake up, turn up.
Imagine if Inter Milan wins.
If
You know-
Inter Milan wins, it's going to
No,
be...
there's no way, man.
No?
No,
Yes.
but the thing is, we've seen it. Remember when Wigan
it happen.
beat Manchester City in the
The
FA Cup
ball
final?
is round.
Yeah.
Things can happen.
No, but
what
this
if
time-
Erling Haaland breaks his leg in the
Where
first
are
20
they
seconds?
playing?
Oh, don't do that.
Where are they playing?
Istanbul.
Istanbul.
It's going to be, 3 a.m. in the morning, probably?
Sunday?
Yeah.
Monday
it's going to
morning?
be
Monday
early
morning?
wee
or-
hours.
No, it's
Probably
Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
Sunday
Oh, that's
morning.
not too bad.
No, I think it might be a bit earlier. Wait, it's going to be, 3, yeah, you're right, 3
Right.
a.m.
3 a.m. Sunday morning.
Say bye-bye
Okay,
on TBS,
TBS TV says
Okay.
Shalini Susan.
Shal-
Okay. Yes, boss.
We need
okay.
a special camera for her so people can actually see how she tortures us.
Yeah.
I'll turn this camera around right now. Okay, thanks, Adrian. Thank you very much for joining us as always.
Thank you. We'll see you soon. I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.